Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines.
Inspection sector celebrates its 70th anniversary. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng meets new ADB Country Director Eric Sidwick. Ministry of Foreign Affairs releases multilingual clip promoting Vietnam's image.
The inspection sector held a ceremony to mark its 70th founding day in Hanoi on September 21st. President Trương Tấn Sang attended the event.
Addressing the function, President Sang said, over the past 70 years, the sector has made great efforts to improve the quality and efficiency of its operations, fulfilling tasks assigned by the party, state and people. He asked the sector's officials to be fully aware of the country's current situation, effectively perform its role as an advisor to the party and state on building and perfecting regulations on inspection, especially in the fight against corruption. Inspector General Huỳnh Phong Chanh said in the coming time, all inspectors will try their best to uphold the sector's tradition, overcome challenges and accelerate the country's renewal process. On this occasion, President Sang presented the Independence Order First Class to the sector in recognition of its achievements and contribution to the country's development.
We have more news coming up next. Stay tuned.
On September 21st, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng met with the new country director of the Asian Development Bank in Vietnam, Eric Sidwick. At the meeting, Sidwick shared the bank's positive assessments of Vietnam's economy, saying that thanks to its sound leadership, the country's economy has returned to its high growth trajectory with a stable macroeconomy and low inflation. He also mentioned that at the upcoming press conference on September 22nd, his bank will officially raise its forecast of Vietnam's economic growth to 6.5% in 2015 and 6.6% in the following year. Sidwick affirmed ADB's desire to further enhance its cooperative ties with Vietnam, including meeting its demands for long-term loans with low interest rates for essential infrastructure development projects. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng spoke highly of the assistance the bank has lent to Vietnam, which he said has made contributions to ensuring the country's macroeconomy and boosting its sustainable development. He said Vietnam wishes to further work together with the bank and will use its resources in an effective manner. The Vietnamese government also commits to further implement its goals of economic restructuring, particularly restructuring of public investment, state-owned enterprises and banking system, he added.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs released the multilingual clip Welcome to Vietnam in Hanoi on September 21st, which highlights the country's beautiful landscapes, unique cultural and 30-year reform achievements.
The 8-minute film features flycam shot scenes of famous destinations across Vietnam, such as Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Đà Nẵng, Quảng Ninh, Ninh Bình, Hà Giang, Thừa Thiên Huế, and Quảng Nam. It is presented in 9 languages: Vietnamese, English, French, Chinese, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, and Arabic. The video is designed to highlight a peaceful, stable, and developing Vietnam that boasts long-standing culture, a rich humanitarian tradition, strong vitality, incessant development, and attractive tourism destinations. According to Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Đặng Minh Khôi, the clip's production is part of activities held by the ministry and relevant ministries, departments, sectors, and localities to draw financial resources in tourism and promote Vietnamese culture, history, and people to the world. At the launching ceremony, participants were treated to the song Bonjour Vietnam, composed by French musician Marc Lavoie and chosen as the clip's soundtrack.
Some 43 million Vietnamese people escaped from poverty between 1993 and 2008. The information was released in a report that reviews 15 years of implementing the United Nations Millennium Development Goals.
The report was jointly announced by the Ministry of Planning and Investment and the United Nations Development Programme on September 21st. It says that the enrollment rate among children of primary school ages reached 99%, while the maternal fertility rate reduced by 75%. However, the report also pointed out areas Vietnam needs to make more efforts, including HIV/AIDS prevention and control, malnutrition in children, environmental protection, and the distribution of economic growth benefits to localities and residence groups, especially ethnic minorities. A representative of the UN Development Programme in Vietnam spoke highly of Vietnam's achievements in implementing the Millennium Development Goals over the period. State President Trương Tấn Sang will present the report at the Summit on Sustainable Development at the U.S. headquarters in New York later this week.
In line with the real estate market's recovery, the consumption of building materials, including steels, has seen a rise as of August as compared with last year. However, the price of this item has been descending.
The price of steel has plummeted in recent months. Currently, retail steel sold in provinces has seen reductions from 200,000 to 400,000 Vietnam dong per ton.
The price of steel has been experiencing a huge decline compared to the beginning of the year.
Despite the decline in price, consumption is still growing. The production of steel reached 936,000 tons in August, up more than 15% against last year. The recent recovery of the real estate market, manifested by the 80% rise in newly established enterprises, has significantly contributed to the growth in domestic steel production and consumption. Generally speaking, the steel industry has grown this year, much attributed to the state's preferential policies in conjunction with the recovery in the real estate market. According to the Vietnam Steel Association, its member enterprises produced nearly 613,000 tons in July, up 51% compared to the same period last year. It was a record rise in the past decade due to the sluggish construction market. The declines have apparently impacted producers but benefited consumers.
The value of industrial production in the southern province of Bình Dương reached 153 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $6.68 billion in the first 9 months of 2015, up 13.8% from the same period last year.
According to the Provincial Department of Industry and Trade, the domestic sector accounted for 50 trillion Vietnam dong of the figure, a rise of 12.3%, while the foreign invested sector posted 103 trillion Vietnam dong, up 14.6%. Two-digit growth of 12 among 27 groups of key products contributed to the high increase of total industrial production. Semiconductors, refrigerating equipment, footwear, wooden furniture, steel, garment textiles, and bags saw increases between 10 and 31%. The department expects good growth of a number of key local exports such as footwear, textiles, handicrafts, and wooden products, as most involved enterprises have already inked contracts for the remaining months of the year. As a result, total industrial production value for the year can reach 216 trillion Vietnam dong, $9.5 billion, up 15.5% year-on-year. Bình Dương is now home to 19,500 domestic projects with total investment of more than 144 trillion Vietnam dong, or $6.3 billion, and 2,511 foreign invested ones worth $22 billion.
Years after years, the Mid-Autumn Festival with various folk activities in the old quarter of Hanoi has been considered a cultural tradition of the capital city. Not only attractive to Vietnamese people, the festival has also left an unforgettable impression on international visitors.
1 week away from the Mid-Autumn Festival, many foreign visitors can be seen on Hang Ma Street. James Yi and his wife are from Thailand, and this is the first time they have been in Vietnam. They feel lucky to enjoy the atmosphere of the Mid-Autumn Festival in Vietnam and won't forget to buy some traditional toys as souvenirs. Everything is wonderful. The atmosphere is so joyous and happy. I am really enjoying the festival. There are a lot of people and families here. It is wonderful. Not only the Thai couple, but many other international tourists are also drawn to the celebrative activities.
Just that we don't have any in Australia, and so to see them, they are very beautiful and very colourful, and it's exciting to see them.
Oh, the atmosphere is great. There's a lot of people walking around, people from everywhere, a lot of people from Hanoi, obviously, but everyone's very friendly. And we're having a really good time here. We're excited to be here.
The Mid-Autumn Festival 2015 lights up the old quarter from Hang Ma Street to Dong Xuan Market, among other tourist hotspots. This annual event is seen as an opportunity to uphold the tradition and promote the Vietnamese culture to travelers from all parts of the globe.
Over 200 paragliders from Vietnam and foreign countries have shown off their skills at a paragliding festival held in Khao Pha Mountain Pass in Mù Cang Chải district, northern mountainous province of Yên Bái.
Titled Fly Over the Golden Season 2015, the festival was co-organized by the Mù Cang Chải People's Committee, Northern Aviation Club, and Viet Wings Hanoi Paragliding Club. The Paragliding Festival, the fourth of its kind, is a highlight of the Cultural Tourism Week of Mù Cang Chải Terrace Rice Fields 2015. It aims to honor and promote the values of the terrace paddy fields and ethnic people's culture in the locality. This is the second time I've been here. Each year there is something new. I really want to try paragliding myself to see how the beautiful terrace fields look like from high above.
It feels great to stand here right now in the stunning landscape and waiting for paragliding. The terrace fields in Mù Cang Chải deserves to be recognized as a natural heritage.
Located about 1,200 meters above sea level, Khao Pha provides a breathtaking view of the stunning natural scenery. It is rated as one of the 4 most beautiful paragliding sites in Vietnam and among the most beautiful flying spots in the world.
A palace where Vietnam's last king Bảo Đại lived from 1949 to 1955 in the resort city of Đà Lạt, the Central Highlands province of Lâm Đồng, has been reopened for tourists after a year-long renovation.
The first palace, built in 1940 with classical European architecture, spans more than 18 hectares on a pine hill along Trần Quang Diệu Street in Đà Lạt city. The conservation and upgrades to the facility were implemented late last year at a total cost of 700 billion Vietnam dong, or $31.8 million. Đà Lạt is home to 3 renowned palaces of the king, which holds both cultural and historical significance.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.